I've checked Metacritic way too much this week. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, August 11th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. One of the reasons I checked Metacritic this week was we had a new game launching, Atlas Fallen. I think this was announced last year at E3, and unfortunately, I kind of stuck it in my head at the same place that like Forspoken, where it was just like an action RPG open world, and it just kind of fell into that slot in my brain. And unfortunately, it looks like it's off to a pretty rocky start. Currently at a 64 Metacritic. I think that just the generic vibe of it just is kind of potentially bringing it down, and I'm curious. Yeah, I think it was going for like kind of a spectacle fighter, maybe a la the old God of Wars, but I think it did fall into that kind of like Forspoken part of our collective consciousness, maybe, and. So yeah, if you picked up Atlas Fallen, let me know what you think down below. But and I haven't picked it up yet, but let me know if I got it wrong. Maybe it just didn't pass the vibe check. Moving right along, Mortal Kombat is just a month away, and so the next one, and even coming out of Evo, we've got more character announcements. Yep, there was a roster trailer this week announcing three new characters, including one of my favorites, the Green Ninja Reptile. They actually looks like he plays a prominent character, and they have him switching into his reptilian form and fighting potentially sometimes like that, and making his acid balls. I think he was just the generic, Reptile was just one of the generic ninjas from back in the day, but I always kind of liked him, and I liked the greenness of it. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. They also announced Havoc, which was I think he's been in a couple games. Where like he rips his own arm off because he's got regenerative powers and beats people with it, and it looked really gory in the trailer. So viewer be warned. But there was a third character who I don't remember. But most importantly, I'm excited about Reptile. So looking forward to playing that. Lords of the Fallen, I think there might be a "the" in front of it, or maybe not. They've kind of reiterated it a couple times, but announced a couple features coming to the game. But the big announcement, I think, was the co-op. And something I think Soulsborne fans have been kind of craving for quite some time is like a seamless co-op drop in drop out experience, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to promise. We'll see how that feels in execution, but yeah, From Software's janky summoning friends and they only exist until they die kind of gameplay hasn't really doesn't really scratch that co-op itch that we're all looking for. And I know that the co-op mod for Elden Ring is highly sought after, so because that is a world that I would love to be able to seamlessly jump in with my friends and play. So yeah, Lords of the Fallen, a lot of stuff announced to it. I'll have links down below so you can check out all the features they talked about this week. Picking up the torch of Zavala that was left by Lance Reddick, unfortunately passing away earlier this year. I think they picked the right person. They picked Keith David, who you should recognize from Mass Effect and the Halo series. You'll recognize him, Brooklyn Nine. No, not Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Gosh, yeah, I mean, you'll recognize his voice. He's got a very familiar voice, and I think it's great that he's picking up after Lance Reddick. And I think he'll make a great Zavala. So I'm looking forward to hearing him in Destiny sometime soon. Turtle Beach is giving you an accessory for your phone coming out soon for only $80. You can basically turn your iPhone into a Nintendo Switch. You could kind of slots in on both sides and gives you the full range of a controller, or a Steam Deck if that's your frame of reference now. Is that everyone's frame of reference now? Is that everything's a Steam Deck as opposed to being a Switch? I think Switch kind of did it first or better. Anyway, I digress. But Turtle Beach is kind of one of the bigger names. I don't know that does Razer have one. I'm trying to think of any big companies that already have kind of those accessories that you just kind of slap on the side of your phone or turn it into a controller. I know that the Google controller exists, but that's a Bluetooth. Amazon Luna has a Bluetooth connection with a regular controller, and the whole like claw that holds your phone, but things that kind of snap in the side. I think Razer's probably got one, but Turtle Beach also makes pretty good pretty good accessories as well. So checked it out and it looked pretty cool. So let me know if you think that sounds interesting down below. Everyone's favorite Lamb cult leader, Cult of the Lamb, has 2 vinyl figures that went on sale this week. For just $35, you can get one of 2 different figures. One of just the leader looking all humble and as the leader of the cult. And my favorite is the possessed version, where you actually see the lamb lifting up and blood coming from the eyes, all kind of a juxtaposition from the cutesy art style that we know and love from Cult of the Lamb. So I know that one will probably give my small child nightmares, but I kind of want to put it on my shelf. So, maybe you'll see it in the background sometime soon. Moving right along, I'm also excited. Another reason I checked Metacritic this week is I wanted to know what everyone's thinking of Stray Gods. This is a game that was on Fig, which, if you don't know what Fig is, it doesn't matter because it doesn't exist anymore, but it was a crowdsourcing platform a while ago. I think it got bought by some other company as it kind of went under. And it's been in development for at least that long. And it is the role-playing musical game. I don't even think it started out as Stray Gods. I think I'd have to look at some old emails because I backed it way back when it was on Fig. What it was originally called, I don't quite remember, but so yeah, they put it on crowdsourcing. It got crowdsourced, and then it kind of lived in development hell for the last 4 or 5 years. In 2022, the developer Summerland Studios, I think, partnered with Humble Games to help kind of push it across the finish line, and now it is finally here with a 75 Metacritic. But I'm kind of throwing that a little bit out the window. I still think that's a good Metacritic. It's what I've heard is it's a strong 6-hour experience where you can kind of make really good choices. And I'm just in it for the musical. I want to hear Laura Bailey, Troy Baker, and a bunch of other voice actors and actresses sing. And a game I've been very excited for, and that I backed a long time ago because it was kind of I think it kind of fulfilled that promise. So running through all of the Greek pantheon while singing sounds like Hades the musical sounds like a great, although that's already a musical because there's Hades Town. But Hades the video game as a musical sounds like a great play. So and a lot of decision matter stuff. So I'm very excited for it, and I'll probably stream it at some point too because again, I like those kind of like telltale story driven games and playing those on stream. So hopefully you can help me make some choices when I stream it sometime soon. Moving right along, another game that caught my eye this week was it was a micro strategy game that's also a kingdom builder. It's called Thronefall, and it launched into early access sometime this week. And they call it a micro strategy, but I think the only micro part of it is that it is playable, like that your perspective is very, very zoomed out. You're just playing like a small king running around building up a small kingdom. It caught my eye. I'm looking, it's only like $7, so it should probably be on your radar. And I'm looking for Steam Deck support, so I would definitely love to play that on the go. I think it looks like great. I'm surprised there's not a mobile port. It definitely looks like it could be played on mobile, so I probably expect that sometime soon. But you should check it out too if you like kind of kingdom builder strategy games. Check it out on Steam. It's called Thronefall. Another reason that I checked Metacritic this week was not necessarily related to video games. Well, tangentially related to video games. What I'm talking about is the Gran Turismo movie. And this one is that I'm least excited to say, but it is currently at a 47 or 45 Metacritic. So did not review well. I know it's got a lot of big name actors in it. I bet there's a lot of money invested in it. Just not doing well. I went in to kind of summarize the reviews. And what it sounds like is it didn't reinvent the wheel. Pun intended. No, it just that the plot was very, very cookie cutter, cliche. A lot of tropes being played of this kid coming up and wants to be the greatest, but everyone makes fun of him and keeps him down because he's a gamer. I'm surprised I'm not surprised that didn't resonate, especially with the critics. So yeah, I'm also curious how kind of the acting, because I do like both David Harbour and Orlando Bloom. Curious to see how much of an impact they can have on the project, but I will still watch it eventually. But I don't think I'll be clamoring out to go see it in the theaters anytime soon. If it even launched on theaters, I wonder what platforms it's on. Anyway, I'll see it eventually, but it seems like not a lot of people are excited about the Gran Turismo movie. And last but certainly not least, I get to talk about card games. One of the things I play Magic at least once a week. And coming out of Gen Con last week, the board game convention in Indianapolis, there was a lot of stuff announced, and Magic the Gathering and teaming up with video games IPs was a big portion of it. So they've already done Warhammer 40K. They just finished Lord of the Rings set, which I was very excited about and talked about with the whole One Ring saga. But now they've announced a couple more video game IPs coming to Magic the Gathering, including a Final Fantasy set, an Assassin's Creed set brought to you by Ubisoft, and a Fallout set, which, as you should probably know, is I'm a massive Bethesda fan, massive Fallout fan. I even Fallout before it was at Bethesda, back at Interplay. Yeah, I'm a huge Fallout fan, so I can imagine myself. It sounds like it's just going to be Commander decks for those in the know. I don't know that it'll be a full set, but I am very excited to be running around with a rocket bat and drinking some Nuka-Cola in my Magic the Gathering in full Fortnite effect. What I call the effect that is bringing a bunch of other other IPs into your kind of video game play space platform. So, yeah, that's what Magic the Gathering is doing, at least as far as other IPs are concerned. A bunch of sets were announced as well, but I won't get into too much details because those don't relate to video games. But I am excited about the Cowboy set. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, please follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye.